issues. And that being the case, I am attempting to record my voice on a field recorder while I'm doing this to you as well. And the better chance that I might actually get to replay this at some time. But in the meantime, this show, as far as we know, is only going to be aired once. This moment that we are sharing, me to you and you to me, at this moment right now, this juncture here, is special. I mean, it's always special, but I mean, again, it's this one finite moment right there. It's a little bit nerve-wracking and at the same time amazing. So why don't we get started? Sounds fantastic, sounds good. I couldn't find batteries for this field recorder either, so we might be running into issues on not being able to do that at all, which is going to be curious at best. But hey, we're just rolling with the punches, you understand? And rolling with the punches is feeling exactly how I've felt this whole week, honestly. There's a lot of stuff that's changing, a lot of weird, uncomfortable stuff, and not in that fun way either. But you know what? At least we got new music. That's right. It was really difficult. There was this whole issue where Terry met me in the hall, and I had the flash drive with the music loaded on it. And I don't know how he did it, if he's been practicing his, like, close-up magic shit or something like that. I don't know. All I know is that when I got to Chad and handed off the flash drive, meaning to get all these awesome songs on there, he somehow replaced my flash drive with an identical flash drive that didn't have the music files. But, friend of the show and Bearcast director, Chad Ashmore, saved the day by waiting around a little bit longer so I could put music onto that flash drive. And it's fantastic! I'm really excited because it's been a while since we've actually had new music on the show, and we're going to be talking about that later. But in the meantime, we of course have to do the week wrap-up. You know, what's been going on in the past week? It's been a while. I mean, it's been the usual amount, but it feels so long. That being the case right there, I believe I mentioned that I was doing a video shoot at Oxford last weekend. Yes, I was doing a swim meet over at Oxford, Miami, Oxford. And, I thought it was only going to be like 10 or 11 hours, and turned out to be 13. It's one of those things where it's also an hour drive, so 15 hours of my day in total, and that was exhausting. My God, I got there at 10 a.m., and I was leaving there at 10:45, and it was like, whoa. And there was that awkward moment where I was walking across Miami Oxford's campus at night, and I don't know, bad stuff I've known people to have really, really horrific stories from that experience right there. Luckily, nothing happened in that regard, but I did remember those moments when I was walking across their campus, and it was creepy. I think it also doesn't help that, you know, their architecture for the campus is like quaint college town sort of bit right there. I swear they must have shot some movies in the 80s there because it looked like a slasher film waiting to happen, frankly. Boy, but I can't help that. That's immediately what I go to in my mind right there. I can't not see those elements right there. I just assume that it's all a part of it and everyone else can see it too, and then I have to have this awkward correction where people go, no, sorry man, that's just you. And so it goes. But yeah, 13 hours on the job, and I was absolutely exhausted. And let me explain to you exactly what I was doing, because I did get to do a bit of directing, and that was cool. But eventually I made it behind the camera, and we're talking about 15 feet above in an indoor swimming pool, which you know it's going to be humid as hell, and oh my God, was it ever. I had a coat on, I had to take the coat off. But by the end of the shoot, after 5-6 hours standing above 15 feet above this pool, I just wanted to take a dip at that point. Like, I didn't have a spare change of clothes, and it didn't really matter to me. But I know that kind of behavior is frowned upon. Also, I had a whole bunch of camera equipment with me, and well, it doesn't like to get wet particularly. So I've learned that much from the electronic media division here. So good on me for that, I suppose. But it was rough. I won't lie. Like, you have to decompress after that, something fierce, and I don't know if that's something I want to do. Of course, I never really thought that I was going to want to record sports in the first place, but whichever. Learning new things all around, and oh boy. Okay, I gotta cover this a little bit right here, because I've been getting a lot of flack this semester from certain instructors who will completely go, nameless in this segment. I want to be clear about that. But it wants me to address a certain point on where Betsy DeVos has only been the Secretary of Education for like a couple weeks right now. And apparently we have some instructors who are kind of having a field day with that thought and are getting started early. She hasn't really even been able to, throw out a curriculum or nothing like that. And frankly, can she control the curriculum of higher education from a university? I'm asking you because I honestly don't know about that, but yeah. we got some privileged individuals at this institution that are trying to take that power straight to the top. I'm talking about the fact that it's condescension more than anything else that really gets to me. And I've had trouble with this, not just even here, but all across my experience in education, on where you get an individual who is seated as the instructor and therefore the all-knowing Grand Master of the world, and they truly take it to power like that. I remember I had an instructor in high school who, like, literally took on that role. It was hilarious. He was obviously a football coach, American football coach, and I kid you not when I say, his voice was always like this. And he'd say, America, baby, that's democracy. And he was such a prick. Like, my God, he'd stroll around and wave his American flag the whole time. And he didn't instruct. He kind of just, like, preached gospel to the students on why this was the best country ever. It's like, you can't listen to that and take it seriously, for one. Two, it's tedious to listen to anyways. And three, it's filled with flaws. Alright? You can't go around spreading propaganda like that. And what bothers me more than that, possibly, is the idea that there's these double standards. And I'm talking specifically on attendance at this point right here. Because I do not like to be held to a strict attendance record, or I have to show up directly on the dot, but then I can't hold those expectations to my instructors. That seems absolutely unfair when I can't be 3 minutes late to a class, but someone can show up unannounced 20 minutes late. You know what I mean right there? Getting my goat just a little bit, and I don't think it's particularly fair. And unfortunately, all I get to do is make a little comment card at the end of the semester that says, yeah, you screwed up my education, and then, there we go. The weird part about it, and the weird part is where I want to address solely on higher education, because at this point, we're paying thousands of dollars every semester on tuition, in which case, in some fashion, we are of an authority to these instructors. Like, we have an expectation based upon this large sum of money that we gave you that you would instruct us. The fact that that's not happening right there, I feel like I can hold you to some kind of standard because of that contract right there. So, the fact that we have individuals who are taking this oppressive measure against me, well, it makes me a little bit frustrated and vindictive, perhaps. Might have to go to the dean or talk to some stuff about that. If you're dealing with similar problems, I highly recommend that you vocalize that, because it's kind of getting ridiculous on my end here, and I'd like to share that with you at least. And now we're talking about DeVos's, whole sort of political situation going on right there. I did see an article today that is hilarious, disturbing, and frightening, and kind of sad, too. It has to do with the fact that, what's the best way to describe them? Biased as hell, journalistic douchebags, Breitbart, finally kind of denounced their ties to pedophiles. Yeah, they are no longer a pro-pedophile organization. And I want to remind everyone out there who kind of still jumps on the bandwagon with the Trump campaign and that sort of thing, you understand that they were, until recently, kind of okay with pedophilia. And I thought that was one of those objective standards that we were kind of all against right there. But what really gets to me right here is Richard Spencer's the individual who's condemning this person. If you don't know who Richard Spencer is, you might know him as the Nazi who was punched twice in a protest about a week ago. Yeah, but he's responding to Milo, and I'm going to pronounce his last name incorrectly probably, Yiannopoulos. And apparently he's gone around Milo right here has gone around the country on these rallies and to kind of just given this pro-pedophilia message to the masses right there. And that's disturbing, but they finally, denounced him right there. And you think that they might have been, like, getting some sort of, like, rationality in their head, like someone might be doing the right thing over there, until I saw that one of their fans kind of commented on the fact that, oh yeah, it's not the fact that he likes children, it's the fact that he likes young boys. That's the issue right there. It's the homosexuality involved in that somehow, which I don't know if you can really call it that because it's straight up pedophilia. It's not the same thing at all. So we thought we got a little bit of leeway right there with the alt-right, but nope. It was a false flag. Sorry about that. I got excited there for a moment. Oh, boy. Well, I guess one last bit of news that I'd like to share with you is that apparently Perfect North is still open. I feel it's necessary to remind you right now that it is February still. Yeah, it's February. It's hot as balls outside, though. So if you're going out there, it's humid. And don't wear a coat, because it is really bad. And that was a poor decision on my part, but I thought it was going to rain. So it goes in Ohio. But that being the case right there, yeah, Perfect North is still open, and they'll remain open as long as possible, because it was such a sad email that they sent me right there. They're just like, I don't know what's going on. That stupid groundhog said 6 more weeks of winter, and what happened? You got 1.5. Oh, wait a second. Did the groundhog not know about global warming either? Of course it's a myth. This is just, I don't know, Terry, you were kind of lenient on the whole global warming issue for a while there. Do you know why it's so warm then? This changes? Okay, I can understand that much at least. Well, that sounds like a really good way to take the rest of this segment, honestly. So, without further ado, I'm going to try to pull up changes really quick, because Terry threw that bit of a curveball at me. And we'll just switch to that. I'll be back in a moment talking about more weird stuff, but in the meantime, here's Bowie.